Are we like?
Hey, and welcome to Sisters in Lit and Life. I'm Layla.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Trina.
I'm Trina.
And I am Rain.
We are so happy that you guys are joining us today. Today, the book that we have, or this week, the book that we read was The Dust Bowl Orphans by Suzette D. Harrison, which was a historical fiction, which is a little bit different for this group. Read was The Dust Bowl Orphans by Suzette D. Harrison.
I'm sorry.
Strike one. Strike one.
Sorry about that. So anyway, this was a little bit different for us. It was a slower paced book, but it was a historical fiction. Ladies, let's get into it.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I think it was very well
loved
written.
it too.
I couldn't put it down. What was one of the reviews we read? It was a unputdownable. I read it in one sitting. I thought it was amazing.
Shannon, Trina, what you got to say?
Well, Shannon, I think you got to go first.
I put it down.
I enjoyed the book, though. Y'all know how my anxiety actor. It did make me sad. It did, like a lot of the parts did make me sad. But I feel like with the switching between Faith and Zoe, they kind of balanced everything out.
And so that was a present day, and then Zoe was past. So
Zoe
was present day.
Yeah,
and Faith was past.
Faith was past tense. Past. So that's what made it the historical.
1914.
Third. Why do I think it was in the 30s? It
started. I don't know. Why you think?
No, it was in the 30s.
It started in the 1930s.
Yeah, it started in the 30s. And see, I like the book. I like the book, but I could have done without the present day. I would have just preferred it be set in the 30s and their story, because I guess ultimately that's what the book was about. Joy, faith, and charity. And so I could have done without the little intertwining of the current day stuff.
I don't think that I could have done without Zoe part, because Zoe played a huge part. Because like it was about their family divide, and Zoe was the one that brought them back together. And
right. So
like
this book,
Zoe,
this book was full of families being reconciled and and finding each other. And so Zoe was really on a journey to find out her mom's birth parents. And so that got switched up. And when she realized that Faith's story was really about her biological father, or her biological father's family, so her grandfather, her paternal grandfather. Go ahead, Trina.
Oh, I was waiting for you to get done, but go ahead, finish, and I'll say.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that and just give people a little.
Yeah, go ahead.
Talk about the title real quick. The Dust Bowl, because a lot of people don't know what the Dust Bowl is. And know what that time frame is. And so when I chose it, and I said something last week about this being a part of our heritage, everybody was like, that's not part of our heritage. Not directly, but it does talk about how a lot of Black people ended up in California.
Well, I think too, it kind of like goes back to just in general, Black people not knowing where you're from. Even us who have to trace our roots back, like even me, like trying to go through my grandmother, my great-grandmother, trying to figure out where we came from, what part of Africa our family derived from. I feel like it was a little bit of that too, because she's trying to figure out like where her mother's family comes from, and is on this journey of self-discovery, even within herself, because she doesn't know who she is really without her past and her family. But if we want to get to the technical definition of the Dust Bowl, it was back in the 1930s, it was the farming and agricultural time in Oklahoma and around the surrounding areas, Tennessee and all that. It was very much drought-ridden. And so there used to be these very large storms that used to come through that used to kick up all the dust, killed crops, killed cattle, killed everything. So a lot of the people that lived off the land had to migrate towards the west to seek better pastures and profits and stuff. And a lot of people lost themselves and their family in the journey. So I think this is just one story that actually happened that's very true to, U.S. history.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hadn't ever heard of the Dust Bowl. Like I hadn't ever heard of it until you brought this book up. And I was at my sister's house for Easter And one of the teachers came over there, and I was telling my sister what book we would read. And when he heard the title of the book, he was like, "Oh, well, what you know about the Dust Bowl?" Because he's a history teacher. And I was like, "Well, we just started reading it, but before it was brought up, I hadn't ever, when I say ever, heard of it. But I do have a lot of family that left Mississippi to go to California, but for them it was for better opportunities, not so yeah.
And probably with that, because I've had family or known people who said their family moved and they would go and stay with a cousin in California to try to have better opportunities and give their kids a chance, not realizing that this part of the country where people were hoping to be landowners, where you got a little bit of land, and then because of man-made factors and just the land, the wind erosion, making these, it wasn't just dust, like it was such wind erosion that you could literally be taken away and swept up.
I think of The Mummy, where they have those big sandstorms.
Exactly, and it just plumes of just dust that just overtakes.
What did they call it? The Black Blizzard?
The Black Blizzard.
I was so curious about it, like after I read it. Like when I was gonna do the video for TikTok, I kind of Googled it so I can see some pictures. It looked horrible. Like they had like walls.
Why you wait to go live to start lagging?
I did.
You know what? Before anybody says anything, I think Whitney has frozen pineapples for her ice chunk in her wine.
So look, am I still lagging?
Yeah.
So for all you don't know, those are some special pineapples. So I peeped that out when she first picked the glass. I said, that's not even ice. That's pineapples.
And I told her she couldn't have no more pineapples, but she don't want to got 17 more. But
they're strong, y'all.
So I'm gonna be the voice of reason tonight. Let's move on. So Trina, what were you saying about looking up this era in time for our people?
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Oh.
What you was gonna say, Trina?
That this book is it was good, but it's depressing as hell. I'm sorry. Books like this it pisses me off because during the time when they moved west and what they went through, Faith and her sister kind of pissed me off what clear people do to them, and I just don't like stuff like that. I have to be.
Well, can I ask you something? Not just that, the colorism in this book.
Yep.
Their own family with colorism, because to find out that this place where they went for sanctuary, where someone else took them in to help them to go live at this boarding house, and it ends up being their grandmother who recognizes her grandchildren right away and is very ugly to the one who resembles the father the most because
she's darker.
Was too dark.
Yeah, because she's dark.
And because he was poor. And that her mama did not use her fair skin to help her in life. Like that, I think that upset me more than what the YT people did. And
I missed it. What happened to the daddy?
He died. So he put the mom in the sanitarium because she was losing it. And he went to go back to her, but she was too far gone. Yeah. And so he became an alcoholic and just worked the land. And he finally died.
You know what? I give my kudos to him because he fought hard to protect that land. I mean,
and he went back to get her, but they said that she walked out.
Madam has stolen
her mom had kidnapped her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, put her in the walls.
That's why
children. What is it? Flowers in the attic. That's what it reminded me of.
They needed some HIPAA laws back then because the woman that worked there recognized her and knew who she belonged with, who her family was, and told, and basically for a fee gave her her daughter. And so she was in worse shape. Like you literally hid her behind the walls, and for your child,
was drugging her. Drugging her
with what is it? Laudanum,
opium.
It was liquid opium back then.
Liquid opium.
But so maybe we should start from the beginning about them traveling.
So they have to leave. So we come into the scene where the dad is like, I'm not leaving. My family fought for this land, but then a lot of shit happens. So all the stuff happens. And
we good. You on YouTube?
Okay, cool. the older daughter, and Faith, they're best friends. Cherry and him are best friends, and she's supposed to go, get her brother from Dallas's house, and Charity says, "I'm gonna go," and gets bit by some damn snakes, and dies.
Yeah.
And so Dad's like, "Okay, we gotta bounce." Well, damn, that's enough, I guess.
But the mom at that time, the mom didn't want to leave.
Yep.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave because she didn't want to leave.
She didn't want to leave her daughter in the ground.
She was ready to leave.
So they did.
Wasn't nothing there.
They're trying to leave now, and they're trying to get to Route 66, and the Black Blizzard happens.
But it's almost
two daughters, Faith and Hope, get separated from the dad and the mom, and they go into the storage carriage thingy underneath ground and hide. And
I wish they did. Yeah.
And they were there for hours, like until at least the next night. And then, the YT people found them, Henry and Micah and the mom and dad.
Ladies and
gentlemen. And was basically gonna, kidnap these people essentially and pretend like they're doing all this great stuff. Oh, the Lord
brought them.
They used the Bible to
enslave them.
As if with slavery. Yes, using the Bible to make it seem as if.
Then they found out the girl could sing, and I mean sang. Not just sing.
But I like the fact when Faith punched that white
girl.
girl.
The little bully?
Yeah.
Right in the face.
But
then,
what I think is how
California
used. Oh, let me get this opportunity for me to hit her, but I'm gonna save her. But it was so that she could owe him.
Yeah.
And
everything was in debt.
And all he wanted to do,
he wanted to catch a break.
He wanted one thing.
But
you see, he wanted what do you want? Her peach.
But listen,
her peach.
But my question was, were they trying to put her like in? It was kind of like Viv said, like modern day slave.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were trying to do.
I feel like they were going to use her as her voice.
No, they were trying to hold her out.
And then try to make money.
They were going to make money off of her.
Yeah,
they were going to make money off of her going around to these.
That's why I was so glad that it was illegal for them to even marry. So that certificate was actually not void. Not
the drunk uncle.
But I'm just like, Henry, we already
know the mama. The mama, I thought the mama really didn't want them together. So whenever the mama told him, that's not how long a period lasts. Oh, she don't want to do her wifely duties. She can go get a job. And I think that part of the book.
What was it? 15?
She told her what man it was gonna be 15 days. Like,
no. The mama did. The daddy wanted $15. The note. You remember the note she wrote?
Oh,
she was like, "You don't want to do your wifely duties. You owe $15 and some change."
Yeah.
And she had never had more than $2 at a time before.
Right.
So the $15 was hard to come by.
She said it was 150 penny candy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when Dallas paid that debt, no, he said he go 20. Keep it.
Dallas
move around.
Like here you go, you little dusty. I mean, girl.
But
okay, Dallas.
She had to went through a lot before she got to Dallas.
She did. Shannon, can you move her away from me?
Trina, go into the corner.
Put her down in the corner.
Stay there. Stay there. Just stay there.
I was calling
Hey.
No,
Trina.
That's not Leila with the face.
One job, one thing.
But she went through a lot before she got to Dallas. She went through hell.
A lot. I mean, like even her going through and trying to like secure her sister and not like they running from Henry because they saying, oh, you got to marry him, and when you marry him, you got to give him.
Eventually, she's got to sleep with him.
She said, "F all that, I'm out of here." So
I want to save my sister, but I can't give up that punani.
And that sister, I'm telling you, Hope was driving me crazy.
Man, I was like, damn, can you do anything for yourself?
How old was she?
She was little. Let's talk about this. 5 and 6 year olds back then compared to 5 and 6 year olds now. You know she had to do some work on the land back then. They was pretty sturdy. Let's talk about it. 1930s, 5 and 6 year olds was independent. Okay.
Yeah.
If you think about it, by 12 or 13, you was a mama.
Yeah.
So that's 5 or 6. Oh, you was like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you should know how to survive.
Yeah.
Was it?
But no, it was like, I wet myself. I got so mad with her.
Like 4 times though.
I was so damn
I was like,
mad.
her little pissy ass, and then you want to get mad when she make you a cheesecloth panty. They look like a diaper.
Man,
That's what the fuck you need to put on. You keep.
But then when they got caught, when they
she
stole
started
the food
screaming
and broke in the building, and Hope got them in trouble. I'm sorry, Faye. I want Faye to beat her ass.
But y'all also have to remember,
beat her ass and say, "Little pissy."
But you know, she, even though she was young, and I know back then they probably were a little bit more mature, she wouldn't have been around those people because they were on their own land in a black kind of, you know, whatever. She
should have back then. I don't know. She could have still had some little.
She
could have been a little.
But I mean about her being scared or peeing on herself and stuff like that, because white people come and we fight somebody in the face.
Somebody gonna die.
I mean, my thing is like, why pee on yourself? I gotta pee. Pull your pants down.
She was scared.
Okay, so I gave her the break about the peeing on herself.
She just had to pee, and she.
I'm gonna say, look,
baby.
I'm gonna give her the break about peeing on herself.
She
but that other stuff,
you hungry?
I'm hungry.
Get
you that great food,
taking care of you, baby. You, mama. I got to take care of my mama now.
See, he like 20 years old. He dying.
He is.
See,
he is. He's an old man.
Okay, look, they go to Hope.
Right there.
Girls are more mature than little boys. Why was Hope showing her ass like that? Y'all baby bring them
little girl, and
but you know what though? I think her being the baby had a lot to do with it.
It must have.
It had a lot.
Right. So you don't think that Hope was wrong in that damn parking lot that almost got their ass threw away?
I just think she didn't know. I don't think she knew proper etiquette. I think she was just so afraid, and they hadn't been around white people, hadn't really seen white people. So it's like,
and my mama, she don't know.
It's a new environment.
Faye should have whooped her ass.
Faye popped her. Remember? I'm gonna tell mommy we keep whooping me.
She should have popped. She should have whooped her ass.
She was trying to be understanding. They lost their mama, they dad. Now she was. That's why I have a lot of like 4. So I'm gonna give her a slight pass.
No, she wasn't 4. She was like 5 or 6.
It's only 1 year older, girl.
No, I'm not. Hope got y'all listen. I was so damn mad with Hope. I was like, Faye, whoop her ass.
She was like, she had to stop. She had to stop.
But then I'm gonna say this. Huh?
We don't know what you're saying because you lagging.
Shut up, we.
I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna say,
move her away from me, Shannon. Move her too.
So I'm gonna say that it was.
Hey, you gotta put her next to me.
Put me in between those two.
Yeah, crazy.
So why are you gonna put her over there? Why she can't be next to me?
Oh, I
thought get down, sit down. Come on. Yeah,
wait. So
that's what she was.
I'm going to say that it was Faith's fault because Faith did everything to protect her, but Faith didn't let her know like how serious it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
She never let her know how
to the fear. I think she didn't want to add to the fear and make her understand, because when you have so much, like, I think especially at that age, losing your mom.
Well, and your dad. And your sister,
yeah, let's like everybody, you just lost your big sister. Like all this happened so
she did
quickly.
I think she did a good job.
I think she did a good job, but I want to hope to get her ass beat. Faye.
And she was only 16.
Yeah. And when I thought she really was going to
when they got married.
You said what?
Turned 16 the night that she got married.
Yep. See?
Right. So she's 15, 16, traveling with a 4, 5, 6-year-old.
First of all, I
trying to get from Oklahoma to California to figure out where her parents are. I got a lot going on.
Well,
I'm trying to not get raped. I'm trying to not.
And I need you, if you're gonna pee on both of us, so that I won't get raped.
Baby,
so you don't want to.
I don't know. You get your little pissy ass right there. Go pee.
We got to eat. We got to not get arrested. We got to no, baby.
No, but my thing, what pissed me off. First of all, the whole Faye thing got on my nerves to the umpteenth. I'm so sorry.
That was her name.
But what you call it? What pissed me off is when they was running from Henry. And she was just like stuck on stupid, like, what we running for? He calling us. We need to go to him. No.
Okay, so I gave her a pass with that.
But even Faith was even like, she didn't understand because she was like, they had you sleeping on the porch.
Well,
like
they kind of manipulated that little girl too a little bit because they was nice to the little girl, like
everybody
was cool. Even Henry,
like, everybody was nice. Yeah, Madam
was
nice to her too.
Madam
was nice to Hope,
but until
light skin privilege,
right? Madam was nice to her until
she opened the door.
She opened that cabinet
door. Yep. Which I thought Faith was, even though I knew Faith was gonna get Madam, because don't hit her, but I thought she was gonna be like, nah, come on, Faith, Hope, what is you doing? And then until she realized, like, wait a minute, there's something behind this wall for real.
Who got the mama from out of the wall?
What's his name?
Dallas. Had been feeling like
they felt like it was haunted. Like if something
she thought she was hearing something.
The moans and everything.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Hope was driven to that, like, that's my mom. I think that's one of the questions.
She didn't know.
No, she didn't know.
She didn't know.
She was trying to prove herself.
She just heard a woman. Yeah.
She was trying to prove herself to try to be a big girl because she kept telling them like, hey, it's haunted. And she was so stuck on being afraid, and so
want to talk about
what you said.
I was up here.
The little girl. See, I think Faith had already said that she felt like it was haunted.
Yeah, right. She was the one who was asking Viv,
but she didn't never tell. I mean, Faith didn't never tell Hope. And one night when she came in, Hope told her that she was hearing it, and so then what? Hope went down to the room or something.
But I don't understand then how Viv didn't hear it.
She said she heard it. She just
think they ignored it. You don't want to.
Kept saying
you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you. Where black people gonna stay? You only have so many options.
And I will say this: she probably had her doped up, especially in the daytime, right? And so Viv worked that night.
She did go.
She was gone, so she probably didn't hear it. I think they mentioned that in the book too. That she said she wouldn't hear it in the daytime; it would only be at night. And that's
until that one time she started hearing it in the daytime
because she probably had them drugs.
That's why she had them drugs
with that opium.
So, what do we think about the fact that when we get through, she leaves Henry, finally escapes, and so now she's on her way, and Viv saves her. She saved her twice. She gives her the nickel. And then she saves her from getting in trouble for trying to steal sanitary napkins at the convenience store, the white store, and she saves her. So where do we think Viv? What do we think about her?
I think Viv was a lifesaver. Yes. I feel like Viv turned her life around completely. If she wouldn't have met Viv, then I ain't no telling where she would have wound up.
Right, because Viv got her started with her singing career. Everything about Viv saved them.
Yep.
She ended up with her career because of it, which in turn she had enough money to send her sister to college.
Yeah.
And then she had enough money to support her mom,
Viv, everybody.
Yeah. She was a young lady. Oh, go ahead, Jen.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say she was 16 years old, taking care of her little sister, and not only that, her mom. Mm-hmm. So I think she had a lot, and I think she did a good job.
I always forget that she's 16, and I'm in my mind she's traveling and she's 22,
a grown woman, right?
Okay, so but we're talking about Faith.
Let me say this about Viv too, though. Let me say this about Viv. It's so funny how people definitely come into our lives, and you think like this Viv came into their life to kind of save them, but what would have happened had she not met them, and she had got sick and she couldn't sing anymore, right?
She was
and you've been out on the street because the madam wasn't letting you sit up in that house.
Is the one who used her money to go to the emergency room and get her to the doctor. She used her
right. And so because you have somebody that's gonna take care of you because you took care of them now, and then even towards the end, they ended up being with each other.
Mm-hmm. So I was about to say, and even after when Faith had put her up in a house,
right?
And she was like, "I don't care what you say, you family now."
She got her a job.
The mom and her started their business. All of it.
So it turned out it has some good parts about the book. I mean, like I said, when I read historical fiction, I have to be in the mood for it, and so it's just one of these books.
I'm glad we got a historical fiction now, because I feel like we were kind of going through the same kind of books a little bit. We was hitting that smut kind of hard, y'all. Them
We
dark.
need I was enjoying it. I came in on the tail end of the smut. Y'all done cut it off quick on me, but I did.
we was hitting that scenes pretty hard.
So, do you guys like the way that we restructured the wheel compared to it before?
Oh yeah.
Because I wouldn't have never read a historical fiction book if it was not on the wheel. And I'm glad that I did, because now I will try to read more.
I
feel like historical fiction, you just have to go into them knowing that you're gonna be pissed off a lot, because our history is not fun. It's not exciting. It's not fun.
I'm gonna read a white person historical fiction.
But we have to find the joys in our
white person. I get in trouble for saying something different.
Well, and I think that's why this book kind of needed the balance of Zoe, because I feel like it would have been very, very much struggle, trauma,
all the way through.
And
I appreciate her for that.
Yeah, if we hadn't gotten the Zoe part where we can see the outcome, she's a successful curator, branching out on her own. Her family is not that far away. It's only her grandfather who is in the Dust Bowl. So we can see how far her family line has come in just a short amount of time. Like,
that was great at them meeting each other before they died.
Yeah, I'm mad that we didn't get to see.
I love that part. It was good. Now
I was upset. I was like, "Damn it, Faith done died."
I know.
He didn't even have to introduce herself. He was like, "You my big brother." Da, 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 da. I was like, "Oh."
But I'm gonna tell you,
I laid in my bed and I cried.
I wondered if there was gonna be like a part 2, because now I was intrigued. Like, where's the mom's family? Like, is she ever going to go explore? Because we never got closure on that. Her mom still doesn't even know her biological.
I feel like her mom got closure once they found the grandfather's family. Yeah, I feel like her mom got closure. She came to grips.
She's okay with it. She's okay with it.
But it's not the same as knowing like who your biological. Like, you still are gonna always wonder. And I wonder if it's gonna start with her doing a DNA test just to get her DNA out there.
But her mom had already did all that. That's how.
Yeah, her mom had been going through that whole process.
Oh yeah, and they didn't come up with nothing, right?
Nothing. And I feel like that's a lot of true stories, though. Like, I feel like a lot of people go back and you get to a point where there's nothing. Like,
I'm gonna say, like, for ancestry, like my mom's side of the family, I can find everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. But my dad's side of the family, I can't find nothing. Yeah. And they come from New Orleans. I can't find anything.
My mom's side. That's why, because that was a port town. Mm-hmm. And my mom does a lot of genealogy for ours. And so like areas like Monroe, Louisiana, Shreveport, New Orleans, where there were port areas, sometimes they came from other places. You were able to be shipped in. And especially if you can go back to the census, because a lot of the universities have census on microfiche that you can go back and request for them. They will show, and it just seemed like a person just was dropped right there on Earth. And that's because they came in on boats from different areas, probably from like South Carolina, or part of the East Coast. And you just don't,
like, I can't even find anything on my dad. And I know I can drive to his house. I can't find anything on him. I can't find anything on his dad, but I can find stuff on like my dad's mom's side of the family. But my dad, and I can find stuff on like my mom's side of the family on both sides. But I can't find anything because my dad has more siblings. That his dad had a whole nother family in New Orleans. And like one time we was looking for his siblings, but we didn't, like, he just knew the story of his old neighborhood.
Okay, put his name out there. Wouldn't that be amazing if somebody is watching the podcast, Trina, and reaches out? Please.
So if that's the case, my mama name is Deborah Hughes because her case is closed and she was a foster child.
That would be hard.
For real?
Her name, well, I think on paper her name is Hope.
Oh wow! So her family changed her name.
Yeah, because now she goes by Deborah, but she has a whole lot of names. What you call it? I think on her birth certificate when they got her, it was Debbie Hope Hughes, but she changed it because she didn't like Debbie, so now she's Deborah. I love you, mama.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
she's
That's
Deborah
big.
Hope.
Yeah, she's looking for her family.
She
Your mom?
was, but
Oh.
her you know how her adoption was closed.
Oh, okay.
So you can't see it past. But I thought it's closed until you're 18 and then
But
you can see it.
I'm
No.
gonna tell you.
They'll never open it.
Was it in Texas? Was it
No,
in Texas?
Baltimore.
Okay, because I was gonna say if she was in foster care,
Girl, I might know your mama.
it was if she was in foster care, you can get those files open. They're opening those now. Like
I was about to say, well, let me know because my mama been trying to look for her, and that'll be a great birthday
Because
I
gift.
feel
for
like
her.
you could file some kind of
for foster
injunction.
care now, they're not closed. Like if a person was in foster care, it's not considered.
No, not foster care, but she was adopted.
Okay. Well then, yeah, it may have been closed.
It was a closed adoption.
Yeah,
you might have to bribe somebody.
True.
I just got a friend. She on TikTok too, and she just found her. I guess her adoption was a close. I don't know, but she just turned. I think she just turned 50. She just found her biological family, and I think they reached out.
My daddy just found out who his daddy was at 42,
and I think they reached out to her though. Like they did a news story on
Look,
I think I saw that she's light skinned with the little fro.
My friend Leah.
Yeah. I saw it on Facebook. It's been going viral everywhere.
Her birth name was Candace. Did you talk about? She's an older lady.
It's like this lady.
Her name Experience.
The picture that they got, she's standing in between two guys.
Probably. Her name is Experience on like TikTok, YouTube, stuff like that.
That's so cool. I love that. Like social media allows us. Like,
put your grandfather. Put their information.
Okay, so my grandfather's name was Irvin Langino. They stayed in New Orleans when he died.
That's New Orleans.
Langino, yeah. When he died in New Orleans. Him and my grandmother had separated. So my grandmother was in California. So I don't think that he got remarried, but they know that he had another family.
He didn't have an obituary?
But see, this the thing. He like my grandfather mother, like his sister, he has a sister that's still living. She has his stuff, but she don't know she don't know the other family. She don't know his other kids. You know how like you can have those families that's not as close.
Right. I was just saying if his obituary, sometimes you can find out just the obituary.
But that's the thing. The other kids were not on the obituary. You know what I'm saying? Because like when he died, my dad wasn't super old. You know what I'm saying? So like I want to say like my auntie may have had like some control over some stuff, but they just know that he has another family. They just don't know like where they at. And then like we was like after Hurricane Katrina happened, we'll probably never find them. So I probably got cousins and stuff. Like they be like when you start dating, so they be like, oh well, you don't talk to anybody from here. You don't talk in the country. This is what they do. You don't talk to anybody from this county. You don't talk to anybody from this county. You don't talk to anybody from this county. But with my dad,
that's what you do.
I know people from this community.
Girl, you might need to go get a genealogy.
Find you a picture.
For your husband
ain't your brother of your granddad and post it out there. Somebody gonna say, "That's my granddaddy. That's my daddy." That's how it works.
But like I got a niece, like she did the swab and everything. But maybe like me or my sister or my brother should do it.
That's what's up.
And my husband is not my cousin.
Oh, I think that.
Y'all in the South. Trina, come back. Okay, so how we rating this book? What's our rating system, Shannon? How we start rating?
Look,
books?
I don't know. We still got to work on it.
So I put it on the private chat, the one we
You did? When you do that?
Girl, about an hour ago.
Come on, Shannon, pay attention.
So where we had the rating system is based on where this book would go in your collection. Would it be A, a top shelf display? B, you would read more of the catalog? C, would it be a dust collector? Or D, a door prop?
I'm definitely giving it at least a B. I don't know if it's going to go on my top shelf because historical fiction is not a genre I typically dive into.
But I feel like dust collector, Trina.
I think more from this author. Even if it wasn't this genre, she's a great writer.
Yeah,
everything flows well.
Well written.
I mean,
it wasn't all over the place.
You can keep up with the characters. So, like I said,
I would definitely say I could read more of her catalog. So I'm gonna go with a B.
I think it's a B for me too.
I go with a C.
Just because top shelf displays, I like more action, more things
Where
happening.
is this at? Is it
It's in the private chat on our group
chat right now in the group.
I'm
gonna
go with B.
On the StreamYard.
Brenda, you gotta go with C.
No, she don't.
But I liked it. I liked it, and I do feel like I'm gonna read more from this author. Like when we finish the book, I see like she got like
corner.
Now you know you lying.
No, I promise. She got a book. No. Because look at the end of the book, she has a book that has came out. It's about like I guess like the Rosa Parks, like.
Yeah, it's like
I do want to read that. The only thing about it, because I just read that book, I can't read books like that back to back.
No,
it missed with my mental.
So now you need a freak nasty book.
Is it called Back of the Book?
I need a freak nasty book.
The girl, remember, Miss Rowe got that book. Girl at the back of the bus.
It looks good though,
but I can't remember if she said it was good or not. But I want to read the other one that she has. Miss, my name is. Oh, let's see what it is. You don't think it's gonna be good?
No, I don't know, but I can't. No more. No, I'm not reading no struggle books.
Well, so you done took this off the wheel.
Well, at least.
Oh yes, no historical fiction until we
get through everything
else. Yeah.
Oh, is that how it's gonna work? Okay.
My name is Anna Judge.
Yeah, because I
heard that was good.
Oh, and I stopped reading that book.
You stopped reading Anna Judge?
It got good reviews.
Yeah, so that one is definitely even further than 1796.
You know how I feel about that death. Blind death, whatever that book is.
Okay, so Shannon, what's your rating?
What's your rating, Shannon?
Sorry, I got a call.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna need you to rate the book.
No, you got to rate this book.
Okay, somebody made Trina turn her camera.
Do I have to answer?
I go. I'm gonna give it a B.5.
A B.5
because
B minus.
It ain't a dust collector, but I don't want to read no more. You know, like I need like
I don't want to read.
But here's the thing. I read now is when we got back to if we got back to historical fiction, if it happened to be one of this author's collection, would you read it?
I will read historical fiction anyway. Like I'm not opposed to reading it. It'd be depressing. That was one of my notes. Like, see some of the stuff in here, but like, see this one I'm talking about right here. This is why I be ready to smack somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But
right there,
yeah. But I don't want to read more historical fiction.
I think that should be like a in between.
But it ain't a dust collector.
Like it's not a dust collector. But I'm not gonna read no more.
Okay.
Dust collector.
Yeah, we
need A, B, C, D, E. We need something really between B and C.
Yeah. We need something like
because I would read something from her catalog. I would read another book from her catalog, but I can't read it right now.
Yeah,
because it was
in the near future.
It has to be like 6 months.
A lot of our history is heavy.
It is.
Our history is heavy.
And I'm telling you, when I was listening to the Yellow Wife, while I was delivering mail,
I love the Yellow Wife, but that's hard.
It was hard.
It was hard. And when I say I was getting mad and taking it out on my customers, and they didn't even do anything. I was up here in my vehicle. I was like,
But I was mad at the main character in the Yellow Wife a lot.
That's why I was cussing these people out all week, and I ain't even realize.
Yeah, I read the book.
I was on 52 all week. That might be.
And I'm gonna be real with you. Like this book, I don't know. And then like I was fasting. It kind of had me like in a type of mood. Like no lie. Like I was kind of like I was reading the book. I was into it, but it was so heavy. And like when it comes to like,
and this
like
it's
not kind of hard. It make me sad, but it pissed me off. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like this was
but at the end it was
long. But I think it had small moments of it. There's like to me, Yellow Wife had so many heavy, even with her with the colorism. Like I wanted to pop her several times. I wanted to pop the YT people several times in it. You know, so like this one gave you some breaths of fresh air
because it was past and present.
Yes,
like I said, if this had been all past, we would have been in here talking trash. We'd have been like, fuck all these people. Fuck all these people. Like
I still heavy.
But
I could deal without.
Like the reason why it was so heavy is because like even though like it took you into the past, this is stuff that we still deal with today.
Absolutely. Yeah. And people
like
want to be in denial, especially white teen people. Moment. But it aggravates me when BIPOC people try to act like we're not dealing with it because it might not be something they're exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But we are, and we're exposed to colorism. Like, don't act like colorism does not exist.
And it does. Because I used to have a friend that was like that too. And she,
I know some people that's dark as this shirt I got on, but you want to act crazy to like, I'm brown skinned and you want to act crazy to me because I'm not light enough. I barely passing the paper bag test, and it depends on what time of the year it is because I'm a little bit brighter in the winter. So like,
and I think like for like dark skinned women, it's like a defense mechanism because like they have been told that they are not pretty, and so
they're ugly based on their color of their skin.
They ugly based on the color of their skin, and then like I don't want to say that it's fake confidence because I am dark. You know what I'm saying? And I love my skin color.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, I feel like my skin color make my features. It makes me perfect.
And it's part of your personality or everything. Like it makes so
right. Wait, can I just say one thing?
So y'all hate no light skin.
I am living for this side ponytail. Oh my gosh. I've been loving it all night.
What she turned that camera? Thank you.
I love it. Like I want to be cute. Like
you know, look, I put on my Tupac shirt, you know.
I'm gonna have to find you a shirt with a kid with a silver teeth so I can put it in.
I've been good. It's been
did everybody give their rating?
Good too.
Lonnie, did you give
your a B?
A B? Okay, what did you say, Trina?
I think a B.
B. Okay, so we got Shannon B minus for Shannon.
She said D.
She didn't say B.
She didn't say B.
She didn't say door prop.
Shannon didn't give a rating.
Shannon was on
in between the B and the C.
Yeah, that's what you said, Rain, right? In between the B and the C.
Yeah.
What did you say, Trina?
C.
C, dust collector? Okay. Wonderful. Well, you heard it here live.
So, but a dust collector just means she wouldn't pick it back up. Like you've read this book, you don't have to revisit it. You know, it's going to collect dust on the shelf. That's not bad because sometimes it is too heavy.
It's better than a DNF.
No, it wasn't.
You finished it, hopefully.
Yeah. Because we got some who couldn't even make it through. That's modern books. There was some bull.
We're kind of be fooling y'all.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Shannon, let's get ready to roll this wheel. See who's next. Everybody get their list out.
Let me go get my list.
Oh no, I'm not taking my list out. Me and
you and Layla are done.
Chilling. We've been chilling.
No, Trina, come back here. You've been showing out all day. I need you to stay on the camera.
Oh, and you better not pick, and it better not land.
It's gonna be Trina. It's gonna be Trina.
It's gonna be Trina.
And it's Trina. It's gonna be like contemporary romance.
And it better not be saying
why I like lose my list every week.
Come on, y'all.
Every week.
Put it on the phone. Yeah, let's see. You didn't miss it. You didn't miss it. I'm telling you, Rain. You're lucky you came in when you did.
I watched the podcast when y'all was talking about it.
She came right in.
I just ain't read it.
So did anybody else finish Hunt?
We'll talk I finished it. I'm ready for the third one. I finished it.
I had to get on this, but I'm halfway.
I just started on Ledge today.
Legs?
Ledge.
Ledge.
Ledge, the domino effect.
I haven't heard that. Oh, here we go. Trina.
Nope. Whitney.
I mean, I'm ready with my list. It's Trina tonight, though, I think.
Let's get it.
What I tell you?
Oh, Rain!
I told you.
All right, let's see the genre.
Let's see what Rain got.
It's gonna be a good hood book. I don't care what the genre is.
Okay, that's all I want. I need that, Rain.
Dark romance.
I need it, Rain.
Let me get Amazon pulled up.
Let's do it.
I'm so excited right now.
If it ain't too much, y'all. We done already.
It's gonna be a dark romance. or fantasy.
Urban
It's
fiction. That was one of the things.
No, it's gonna be a mystery.
It's gonna be a mystery.
It's gonna be a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Or erotica.
Erotica.
I think y'all
Be the motherfucking casino
Ooh.
right now.
Don't play the lottery for all of us, Shannon.
girl.
Right, what you got for us?
What you
Hold
got
on, wait
for
a
us,
minute.
Frank?
Hold on, I gotta look at the covers because I got 3 things.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at
What
the
are the
covers
three?
and see. I'm gonna pick out the covers because
I'm so excited.
this look alright. Well,
Prepare
Y'all
to
got me
get drugged.
y'all,
Yep.
It's okay.
y'all got me. I got a couple, but I don't want it to be bad because we just
No, just pick whatever. Look, that's
Okay.
That's how I
for the
felt
weekend.
last week. I'm not gonna lie. I understand the pressure.
The
yeah.
pressure.
I do too.
Okay, so
It's real.
That's right. Guzzle it, Trina.
this is the other black girl. Have y'all read that?
Oh.
I haven't.
It's called The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Harris.
Is that a mystery?
It said it was. When
This is the book for next week. Yeah.
oh, you already got it.
I'm about to
Okay, so that's what we're gonna read.
No. Why you looking like that? Is it a mystery? It said it was a
I'm not
mystery.
coming back.
Is it not a mystery?
Let's let her pick again because this is not a mystery.
That's not
Okay,
a
okay.
mystery. That's not a
Okay.
mystery.
Monday's Not Coming. Was the
Oh,
other
that's
one.
a good book. It's not
Okay.
Oh, that's a good book.
It's
Monday's not coming.
By Tiffany Jackson.
That's a good
Oh, I
book.
like Tiffany Jackson. She's a great author.
That's one of my favorite artists. My authors, like top
Yeah,
5.
that's a good
a
book.
great book.
I might read it again.
I can read it again.
I can read it
Okay.
again.
By Tiffany Jackson.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiffany Jackson.
There you go.
Okay. Is
The
it
other
on
one was
Audible?
When
Oh,
no
it's
one
on
is
Okay.
watching. I don't know if that.
Is it on Script?
can
I
get it on
don't
Libby.
think it's on Script, but
You can get it on Libby.
yeah, Libby has it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go by
I
this.
don't know.
Yep, it's available. Oh, it's not gonna be available on Script on audio until May 2nd.
Press the sample and it'll let you listen to it.
Yeah, listen to like 5 minutes, exit out.
I don't even think you have to listen to it that long.
Mine is available right now, so we good.
So if I push play preview, it'll
Just play the preview. When the preview ends, then just back out and go back in, and it'll have the whole book.
Yeah.
oh praise God. I don't have to use it in one of my 10 credits.
What's that? Are you all right over there?
Right, Trina? What's going on?
I
Did
think
Did someone text you about your great grandfather? That quick? Because that would be awesome.
Oh
Let
no.
me turn off my camera.
Why is it saying this Audible book is $27?
What? Script. Go on Script.
You can go to Libby or
Sure, I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you.
We have subscriptions. We're good. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
you can use mine. I don't need
I
to
have
read it
Script,
again.
We need
I
a
didn't read it.
podcast subscription like page where we can.
And I have listen. If you use my Script, I have enough credits on.
Yeah, I was about to say she can give you a credit.
On
Damn, it's 20, but it's a real good book, so I
it's
wouldn't.
good.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna get the
based
book.
on a true story. It's based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rain. Okay, Rain.
Oh, Rain, no, this one is good.
It's good. It's real good.
Good.
Now that other one, your ass would have got drugged all week.
Drug.
Oh yes, that book is secret.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The whole time, the whole time I would have been like this.
That book is depressing.
I think you would have drugged yourself.
it got good reviews. I was trying
I should not have said it was shit. I'm so sorry. Nobody's work is shit. I should not have said that. That's
but you know what? Only thing I can say about that book, it could be a door prop. Well, the cover is. I'll take the cover off.
The cover is amazing, but I just think it was just too much deception. Like
it's not a mystery though. It was
What's
under
a
the mystery.
No,
That other black girl
got on my nerves.
That's not a mystery.
Well, it was under the list.
It's about class and privilege, and you go to your job, and why am I not getting this? But she,
it's a thriller suspense.
This,
oh,
it wasn't suspenseful.
It must be under all the genres, because I'm telling you,
you know what?
On Amazon,
sometimes authors put their books
Amazon. Because that's where I got it from. I went through and because I did all my.
That's what I did. I typed
Trina and Shannon are next.
Whitney, you gonna be
next. What are the genres that are left?
YA, dark romance.
It's like option. It say on here is women's fiction, literary fiction, and suspense thrillers.
Women's fiction? What?
It's just women.
Look at product details.
Huh? Oh, you talking about their book?
Product details. Can you see it?
Yeah, because
on the thing I ain't on the thing, but I promise you.
The blurb for this is 26-year-old editorial assistant Nella Rogers is pretty tired of being the only black girl at Wagner Books. So of course she's excited when Hazel May McCall starts working in the cubicle beside hers. Born and raised in Harlem, Hazel exudes the confidence and charm that Nella has never quite possessed. But they've only just started swapping emails and natural hair care regimens when a string of unsettling events causes Nella to become public enemy number one and Hazel the office darling. And then notes start to appear on Nella's desk. Leave Wagner now. Nella can't believe that Hazel's been leaving the notes. So that's the only part that's suspenseful. Like she thinks.
Yeah, that little chunk. It should have classified.
But the back and forth between two black women in one office space to be the token black person.
Isn't it like, I feel like when I read the blurb for this, when I read the reviews, it was like a lot of self-hate in this book.
It was.
Yeah, she finds it hard to like herself because of.
And like I said,
so
Ray,
let's go ahead and stop talking about this book that we not gonna read.
And Ray, you would have put that book down after the first page.
And let's talk about Tiffany Jackson. A's next week's gonna be so good, y'all.
It's gonna be good.
So I gotta download the Audible.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna listen. I read it, so I'm gonna listen to it this time.
I'm gonna do both.
You can log into my script.
Yeah, I have script too.
Yeah, you can log into the script.
This is how you know we are avid book readers. We have subscriptions to Script and Audible.
Libby, everything.
KU, Audible, Libby, Script.
And how many different books? How many different libraries you got on Libby? I got 5.
Oh, about 4.
Yeah.
It's bad, y'all. It's bad out here.
It is.
So next week, we're gonna be reading Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson. We're gonna tweak our rating system. Yes, we hope that y'all join us. We can't wait because I think it's gonna be lit next week. I think Rain made a good choice. We're gonna see.
Absolutely,
she did.
Good job, Rain.
All right. So until next week, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bring pineapples.